Alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, we've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. The Milwaukee Bucks coming to this one following a loss to Miami.
And that was a tough one. They expected to play well and did, just not well enough.
Categorically, you look at that box score from that last game, and they outplayed their opponent in so many areas. I thought it was going to at least come down to a buzzer beater, but it did not.
Nobody near Williams. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Brent, this should be a very intriguing matchup. Both these teams feature some very athletic players.
Well, if we get out in transition, Kevin, there's definitely some top 10 moments that are going to come up. A bunch of high flyers on both of these rosters, and we expect to see a lot of airtime from these players tonight.
Here's Wallace. Following the basket by Kyle Kuzma. Stolen by Prince. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Lillard misses. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Yeah, Kevin, I was able to talk with Doc Rivers a few minutes ago. He said SGA has this special ability to lull a defender into a slower pace and then suddenly make a quick move that leaves everybody just standing there. Coach feels the attention has to be on him. He wants to force somebody else to beat them. Guys?
Thank you, David.
Kyle Kuzma.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And the free throw no good, but they'll get the ball back here.
There's all these little attributes to Kyle Kuzma's game that you start to see show themselves. He's developing as a passer and as a rebounder. I think his best basketball is still ahead of him.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Poke loose. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And the dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Gilgeous-Alexander creative and tricky on that play.
Brent, there can't be any question now that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has arrived as an NBA superstar.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, you finish in the top 3 of MVP voting. That is a stamp of approval. SGA, one of the more feared players in the game, and this guy is on his way.
In the corner, Wallace with it. Off target from three-point range. The Bucks trail. Knocks it loose. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. Up the floor. Here's Hartenstein. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. In recent years, Brent, we've seen Oklahoma City turn into a contender simply by developing their own young talent.
Yeah, blocks on sticks, on bricks, on blocks, and that's what they've done. They have not signed a free agent, a big-name guy. They've built from within. They've built an incredible roster by drafting well and fostering the growth of these young players, along with a coach who has given them a lot of belief. It's been pretty magical in OKC.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Bucks trail by 4. Here's Giannis. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
It's pretty good focus. Giannis gets in there. Tough to rattle him a little bit. I don't know if he even saw that guy. Superb concentration.
Back to Williams. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. He's looking for Hartenstein and finds him. Oklahoma City moving it around. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, good for 3. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 7. Pass to Hartenstein. Back to Williams. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Oklahoma City.
I mean, they've come out aggressive defensively, getting into them and coming up with some cookies along the way.
Sometimes the offense can be keyed by just quick possession. So you get a steal and you can get out in transition. They seem to be very focused on that end of the floor. So weird. Sometimes when you get that much time, it can throw you off just as much as having no time.
And for about a decade, the Bucks have virtually been a lock for the playoffs.
Yeah, you think about Giannis being drafted in 2013, and absolutely nobody saw what was coming with him. They missed the playoffs in his first and his third year, and then all of a sudden, Giannis fully arrived. He's developed into a star, not just a star, but a superstar, and these guys have been contenders ever since.
Williams inside the line. It's good on the putback.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively, because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
Here's Porter. He can't get that one to fall. Nice defense from Dort. It's deflected. Hit his foot.
Defensive
And
violation.
the ref's whistling a kick ball. There's 31 seconds left to play in the first. Lets it go from deep. The shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Oh, I would love to see Giannis in the dunk contest. Wouldn't that be sweet?
The Thunder leading by 9. Pass to Dort. On the wing, Wallace. It's 3-pointers off the mark. To the inside. They kick it out to Green. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, has been on display for Oklahoma City. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
Well, the coaches preach ball movement, and we saw exactly why in that first quarter.
Well, everybody just feeling the energy of the basketball as they moved it around, and lots of hands were touching it.
Clock at 6. Out to Wallace. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Dort misses. And so Lillard will bring it up for Milwaukee. They trail by 9 points. And going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year.
Yeah, and they got the better of this matchup both times they faced off last season. Do they still have their number?
Well, we'll find out. Such talent on the floor tonight on each side of the matchup. There's some conference pride at stake, too, with both teams being among the cream of the crop in the East and the West.
Hey, Brett, where would you rank the Lopez brothers as the best NBA siblings?
Well, they've had storied play the game. You can make an argument for them. You had, of course, Tom and Dick Van Arsdale in the 60s, Horace and Harvey Grant in the 90s. But what the Lopez brothers have been able to do, not in terms of their longevity, but in terms of their contribution to their teams, both very different. These guys have to be up there.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. And eventually every player, GA, has to grapple with age, realizing they've lost a step or two against the young fellas. And sometimes that is a very slow realization.
Oh, it is, Kevin. Hopefully, by that point, it's less about financial security and more about prolonging the inevitable, simply for the love of the game.
Bucks trail by 7. It's Prince on the wing. Sinks the three-pointer. Prince has got his first 3 points of the game.
Wow, Prince has a little daylight, and that shot looked true.
Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Lillard picks him up. Nailed from three-point land.
And great job from beyond the arc this quarter. They are now shooting the three at almost 60% for the game.
Count that one.
And a soft touch from Kyle.
The Thunder leading by 5. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an elite scorer. Coach Mark Daigneault said the sign of a good player is being a source of reliable offense. At the same time, he's learned to impact the game in other ways, and that's why he's a really good player. He's not just a hired gun scorer. Kevin?
Totally agree, D.A. He is a franchise cornerstone type of guy. We thank you for the report.
Another reminder that Damian Lillard can be explosive, and we love it.
Now, Greg, it took 40 years, but the Bucks finally won their second NBA title back in 2021.
Yeah, Kareem leading that 71 squad. Giannis was the man in 2021, averaging 35 and 13 during the finals, closing out the Suns with that 50-piece in Game 6.
The Bucks shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight, and he makes the first.
At the line for the Bucks.
Both free throws good from Green.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Down low, the kick out to Williams. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Bucks trail by 3. It's Kuzma penetrating. No good with the layup. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Lillard picks him up. Here's Wallace. That 3 off the mark.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
Prince's shot is good.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Outside Williams. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Just looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on that ball as he's letting it go.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Pass to Williams. Rebound, Milwaukee. They can look forward to the Rockets arena after this matchup to take on Houston. And the dunk by Prince.
That's just too easy for Taurean Prince.
Hartenstein with it. And the dunk by Hartenstein.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
On the wing, Williams. There's 39 seconds left in the first half. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Williams. Here's the 3. Kuzma pulls it in. And it's Kuzma with the ball for Milwaukee. And Prince with the jam.
You know what? Feed the beast. You got to look for him every trip down because he's been out of his mind this quarter.
Pass to Wallace. Driving to the basket. Williams for 3.
Williams.
Bangs home the trifecta. Williams has got the game tied up here for the Thunder. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession.
For your Bucks.
Now, I'm all for the crowd interacting with